Hi students. Today, drawing with Miss Smith, we're going to talk about Mother's Day. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways to make some cards. And I'm also going to show you that if you don't have any watercolors at home, you can always use some food coloring. And as you can see over here, I made some right here with just a couple drops of food coloring and little drops from a teaspoon of water, just a little less than a teaspoon, and mixed them together. And I tried them out, and they're kind of vibrant colors that come out, mixing a little yellow with the green to make this color, and one of the blues came out this way, and I mixed purple and blue to come out with this one, and this was one of their purples. So you just try to find the colors that you might like. So if you don't have any watercolors at home, you can always use food coloring, and food coloring is at the grocery store, so it's readily available. Now this card starts out very, very simple. Basically, we've got pieces of paper right here, and I'm going to put a dot here, a dot here, a dot here, and a dot here. And that's going to tell me where I want my line. It's almost 3 or 4 fingers apart from each one. And I just want to make a straight line down about so. Leave a little room for the grass at the bottom. And they don't have to be straight lines. They can be a little bent, like nature. Okay? And I'm going to start over here so you can see it. This one I'm going to make like a daisy. Make a big round circle. Be very intentional with your circle. Make a good beginning line and a good ending line. And now I'm going to make my propeller flower, as I like to call it. So this is my 12 o'clock. And this down here is my 6 o'clock. And I want my stem just to kind of touch that petal right there. Now it looks like a propeller. Now I can go over here and I'm going to make another propeller. It goes out a ways and comes back in. Notice that it touches one point on the circle and a different point on the circle. If you can zoom in and see that, there are 2 different spots right there. Okay. Then we're going to put a petal in between the propeller. So we'll go up. Okay. Now what I did ahead of time is I did do a preliminary sketch just to help the video go a little faster. My videos have to be under 10 or 12 minutes to be on YouTube and work. So we're trying to do that for you. Little music in the background. Now this is going to be a tulip, so we're going to use a U shape. I'm going to curve a line in. Curve another line in. In the background, you can hear little Bella taking care of the neighborhood, barking at everybody. Bella, Bella, it's okay. So here I made the back of the flower, and there's my little pistils or stamens popping up there. I'm going to go to the next one right here. And this one kind of looks like a top. Kind of like that. Looks like the start of a little ladybug. So now I'm going to put about 6 petals on top of it. So petal up. Then I might start the next petal right here on the edge of this one and just come around. Start the next petal right about here. Now this petal, I'm going to let this petal droop a little bit. It gives the flower some character. Not all the same, because you want variety, but you want unity, but you want variety in your picture too, and in your lines. You want variety in your lines. So I'm going to start right about here, and I'm going to make another one. Come in. Came in a little close there. I'm going to start another one. This one's going to droop down to, there we go. I'm going to make sure my stem is all the way up there. Okay. Now if I wanted to, I could make double stems lines so that when I go to paint this, I have something to paint it in. Here's my double stem right here. Now I'm going to make a really simple rose pattern, and I'm thinking anyone can be able to do this project if they're in 1st grade all the way up to 8th grade. This is a very simple, sort of a U shape right there. Then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to swing out, swing back in, and swing around and swing around. And there we have a beautiful little rose picture. And then I just come here and I make kind of a wiggly line, and there's my rose. Very nice. Now down here at the bottom, I can do anything I want. I could do zigzags or anything, but I think I'm just gonna make a little bit of a wavy line. Make sure my stems are in there. And this is all going to be grass, so I'm going to paint it green, and I'm going to put some green lines in here with my paintbrush. But up at the top, I love this little idea of making a little bee. And my little bee is flying, and it's going to be yellow and black. And there's its little wings, okay? Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to try and do leaves on every single one. And I'm going to do a little bit of different leaves to just add, again, that variety of lines. So this is going to be kind of a circular one, kind of an oval, kind of a half an oval. And we could put a line through it. There we go. And here's our tulip. Now a tulip, I'm going to change my mind on the tulip, and I'm going to make the tulips really long. Kind of like a big, long, skinny triangle. Look at that. And then if you wanted to, you could also go up and you could make it fall like that. Isn't that cute? So that's our tulip. And then this one right here, we're gonna again kind of make a cute little leaf, kind of a different leaf. Kind of got a little bump in it. Okay. And then down here, I'm just gonna do some curly cues to make it kind of fun. And then on this one right here, this is our kind of our rose. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a green little leaf up here as a sepal. It's part of a flower. And here I'm gonna do these fancy curved leaves. So it's kind of a curved line up and a little point. And then a curved line up and a little point. You come down. And here we're going to do a little swirl. And here we're going to do a little swirl. Maybe a swirl on that one. We're going to make it kind of playful and whimsical. We just love that whimsical part of our flower. Okay, now once I have that done, then I want to take my eraser, and whatever little pencil marks I made, I can erase them and try to, use your eraser and kind of push it away from you so that and you hold the paper down so it doesn't move. And that way we won't wrinkle our paper or anything. We just have a really nice, smooth, clean looking palette picture. Now we made our own drawing paper. And now I can decide to paint. And so I'm going to paint my I'm going to paint this one. Oh, it's a little too orange. Let's try this. So this is with my food coloring, remember? Now, you got to be careful with food coloring because it can stain your hands. There it is. It can stain the tabletop or the granite, you know, countertops in your living room. So be careful of that. Now notice here I'm putting a little yellow with a little bit of orange. Kind of makes it look pretty. Kind of fill that in there. Just take your time. Okay. A little yellow and purple make a brown. So you could just do a little brown like that. Okay, and then you clean your brush off and you might go get another color. So I'm going to go get our deep red over here. Deep red. I'm just going to color all of that in. This is again all with just food coloring. And this is just regular drawing paper, nothing fancy, just simple. You know. Okay, now the next color I'm going to try is I'm going to do a little bit of that really pretty teal color. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's really pretty. That came out. That's again just your food coloring. Okay. Now on this one, I'm going to make it a purple. Ooh, look how deep that purple came out. If I add a little red in there. Go back and get my purple. Ooh, that looks really dark. So if that ever happens with something, sometimes you just take a little tissue and you just push it on top of it and it collects some of that extra color. You just lift it off and you'll be surprised with what will be underneath there. And then why don't we put bright, bright yellow right in the center there. And then just let that sit. But remember, yellow and purple make brown, so you just want it to sit there and dry. Now I'm going to try my greens. Oops-a-daisy. So there we go. Now green can get all the way down into here. And I have a different kind of green too. I have a light green and a dark green, so I could mix those two together. The way I made this green was I just added a little yellow food coloring to the green food coloring. remember, from my palette over here, okay? And I just keep doing that, kind of running it through. Looks really nice. Now, I also might go get my dark green, and I could do this. Or you could zigzag it and just, you know, drag it up and down, up and down, up and down. And look how the bottom part just pulls it right up. And then the same thing is that you would just do this. Now, if you don't have any brushes at home, another cute idea is sponges. If you have some sponges, you just go get your sponges, you know, get a little corner of it and just sort of dab it in there. Or Q-tips. Oh, the kids know that Q-tips are a great way to paint with watercolors. Q-tips do a wonderful job. So that's about done. Then I wanted to show you a couple other ideas. That's all with watercolors now. We're going to put that aside and let that dry. I'll finish it in a little bit. I wanted to show you this idea. So what you do is you just take some paper. And this was a piece of watercolor paper I just had left over, and I folded it in half. And then what I did is I took some colored this, and I just bounced it around, you know, red and yellow and orange, and just sort of put it in there, had some water on it, and then I let it dab it around and just moved it around a bunch. So it's just kind of, you know, swirled around like that. And then on top of that, I would do like a drawing. So you let that dry, and you've sort of got this, you know, little color there. If you wanted to add a little bit of red, you could. Put some red in there. You can move it around with your fingers a little bit and just have it just be kind of abstract. And then what I would do is I would do a drawing over it. So here's one that was done earlier. So I just did pinks and purples on this with regular watercolor, not with the food coloring. And then I just made swirly little roses, just swirling with a black marker. And then I overwent it with these chalk markers. So I had some, these are Sharpie chalk markers, or paint markers. So a little bit of that, a little bit of silver, and then this could be a folded card and open up, or you could just write on the back of it. Now, here's another what you could do is this one, you're gonna let that dry, turn this over. This could actually be a drawing. And we take this, we're gonna take this, and very quickly, I'm just going to do from the corner here, and I'm going to make kind of a whimsical swirling sunflower. Just let your drawing go off the page a little bit. There you go. And then in here again, we're going to do those swirls. Swirls. You're just trying to be whimsical and just carefree, just very sweet. And inside here, I was going to do this. And then inside this part right here, you know, I'm just going to fill it up with little dots. And this is gonna be, I will paint this with watercolors or crayons or anything, and then when I open it up, I will put a little Mother's Day note here to Mom saying I love her and I appreciate her and all her help and work during this, you know, a pandemic and staying in the house and everything. Mom's cooking and cleaning and teaching lessons, and moms and dads, we owe them a lot of gratitude. And so these are just a couple ways, these several different ways to just make some Mother's Day cards. Now, let's look at this one again. Look at that. Now here's a cute idea. You've done it all flat, right? Well, then you take this and you fold it in half and just push it, fold it in half, and you open it up and you could write a note in here. You could take a blank piece of paper and put it in there, and this would be your note, and you could glue it down in there and open it up, and you could say, you could write up here, Happy Mother's Day. So what we could do is we could go get my blue paint pen, and I could try a little calligraphy here, right here on top. And we're just gonna say, you know, very gentle cursive, makes it very pretty. Happy. Right, slowly and carefully. And there you go. So you went from a drawing like this, folded it and made it into a card, or you could keep it flat, take another sheet of paper, put it on the back here, and write a note to Mom back here. So boys and girls, you have many ideas on how to make Mother's Day cards for Mom. And I'm wishing all the moms a happy Mother's Day. God bless you all, one and all, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye, Miss Smith.